Sunday arvo, Das and I en route to get a couple more, just another case of goats and a bit of Chardonnay for the Ramsey. Buttery Chardonnay, she reckons. Das, what do you think about that? Buttery Chardonnay. Anyway, he's repping the Mailbag. God bless you, Jackson. You beautiful, beautiful young man. What a fat set. I mean, the only thing that's really lost today badly was a horse that veered right and lost the rider. That was $4 and $1.80. So life's good. We are very, very good at gambling, particularly Jackson, and hopefully we can maybe start to be able to afford a horse that rolls through the sales. But worst case, we'll just keep backing winners and drinking goats. Life's good. So it's I've got the Inglis going here to day 3 of the classic sale. We're watching and working and done the work, but it's a little bit like what it's always been since we've sort of started doing this properly, particularly Shane and I, where you do a lot of work and you put a number on a horse and it's just going way past it. There's some horses out of really slow mums, or they've had 2 to race and they're both really slow. The horse looked outstanding, walked outstanding, and they're bringing $200,000, $250,000. So I think we're likely to not buy at this sale. There's still, sort of 5 hours to go, and there's a couple we're watching, but there's more than a couple. But just the way it's going, I think they're going to go past us. A couple of things I'm thinking is that I'm really happy with the Vancouver filly that we've got from the Magics. She's out of a horse that ran at 2, won at 2, and racing the Magic Millions. And there's horses here that are out of mums that are really, really slow. Yeah, the dad's okay, but the mum was shit, and you're paying $200,000 for it. I just don't get it. We're looking heavily as well at the online sale, which closes tomorrow. So there's a couple we might try and buy there as well. We've done, so Tuesday at the Mailbag is basically a bit of housekeeping, bit of work, and then we get into our work with RSN. So we've done RSN, Rhoden, Pistol and I with Gareth. That was pretty fun today. Done a bit of research on the C4, just sort of admin day, a little bit like Monday. When we're bored, we get to go and play golf, but haven't played golf this year. That's how hard we're working, which I'm not used to. So looking unlikely to buy a horse from the classic sale, but there's no pressure on us. We're not going to force it, because that's sort of like it's rule number 1 at Mailbags, not force it. But I think we're in a really good spot as a business. The sort of the silo, as Shane calls them, of bloodstock. No one's dependent on the bloodstock business to make a wage. The business is sort of built off the Mailbag, as we all know, like as a subscription betting advice business, and that's a sustainable business as it is. So this is just sort of a hobby that we're going to build into over time. From my sort of understanding, which isn't 100%, but my gut feels you need about 8 horses to pay a wage for one person in a bloodstock business, and at the moment we've got 2, but we're not looking to employ anyone. It's just a little project that I'm going to run with Shane and whoever else. So we're not in a position where we need to go to these sales and fill up a certain amount of horses to make the business keep ticking over. So I think that's going to make us probably even more price sensitive than most, and it's going to make it really hard for us to buy horses at these sales when they're this hot. But we'll just keep doing the work, learning so much. It's really, really enjoyable, that side of it. And yeah, we'll just see what happens. There's still a chance we'd buy one, but it'll only be, it's like under 50K for this sale, for the couple that are left today. Anyway.
Later.
Righto, it's Tuesday night. We at this stage haven't purchased a single horse from the classic sale. So that's flights to Sydney, accommodation, or not accommodation. I stay at the Fossils house and made his fucking lawns for him. But yeah, fair bit of effort's gone in, probably for no result. Am looking at one cheap horse. Just want to do a little bit more research. Have got notes on it walking, and we saw it parade, Rob and I, but just want to think about it overnight. We might jump in tomorrow, see how we go. But any advice, Simo?
Just wondering what job I'm going to get tomorrow.
I asked him to be funny, and that's fucking yeah. Have you got any NFTs, Tim?
No, I haven't.
What do you think of NFTs?
Huge risk.
What about racehorses?
I risk
Which one's the bigger risk?
NFTs.
That's why it's so easy. Why is NFTs bigger risk than a racehorse?
It'll all just disappear one day, blow up, market crashes, no value left in anything, you know?
You've been talking to Scurry.
Checking in, BagLife Wednesday, really warm day at Warwick Farm, soft 7 they're saying. I reckon it's it'd be about a 4 or a 5. Yeah, steamy, you know, water's coming out of the ground. The track should be pretty perfect. They say it's at Warwick Farm. If you can see that bit of promo behind me, where racing insiders come to meet. I just think that's code for the people we don't give a fuck about. We'll have a look at the facilities today. It is a bygone era, this joint. And then you look over there, that's where the breeders go. That's the new Riverside Stables. That's where, yeah, all the big money. But yeah, as you can see, you got some old boys up there. They're not long for this world. None of the Randwick types be out here today. That demographic, they're not here today. It's where racing insiders come to meet. Anyway, let's back some winners and bed and run. Bye for now.
So just hanging out with all the racing insiders here. Disappointing result in the 2-year-old. Not too much damage done, but can get near it. Winner one easily of a buster in the Cerise colours, which are a bit of a head noise colours. I mean, they rarely win, and when they're favoured, anyway. Yeah, so yeah, just hanging out with all the insiders, and we hopefully turn it around race 2. But hot day, got a 2-year-old wrong, but doesn't mean to go a bad day. And back on, find some winners.
G'day punters. This is 2:45 behind the scenes. This is how we do BagLife. So there's Hutto himself, Pistol Pete. I don't know how we do BagLife the previous show. So yeah, that's done and dusted. C4 Stakes Day, that's done. It's 3 o'clock on Thursday. I'm just about done. There's not much to do, is there, Pete? I'm gonna get into the goats. Have a great day. Bye for now. Thursday afternoon, 6 o'clock-ish maybe. It's almost time for a bath for the little fella. I'm gonna hold the... He went for a big swim today and almost went under, but luckily he didn't. Curls back and winners at Gatton, God bless it. Vancouver Philly wrapped up. Snitzer Philly wrapped up. Upped our credit with the Magic, so we're going to go ballistic if we find the right horses at the Tasmanian Magic Millions or the Adelaide Magic Millions, maybe both, don't know. Yeah, so quiet afternoon down here in Seaford. Emma's starting to get to work tomorrow and start doing this to other people with these beautiful little fades and whatever else she wants to do. Actually doesn't cut men's hair, only mine, but she's going to start cutting hair, so it's just going to get fatter here. So God bless Gatton, God bless Curls, God bless the champion, here she is. God bless goats. Emma's back tomorrow.
I think something's wrong with his skin.
G'day guys, Baggy Intern, George here, aka Let's Go, aka Hole in One, coming to you live from sunny Melbourne.
Hi, I'm Intern Jono and I live in New Zealand.
Hi, I'm Intern Will from Melbourne.
Hi, I'm Intern Freddie and I live in Brisbane.
I do a lot of the written sports content that you see on the website and out on the socials, so it's sort of NFL and some of the golf stuff.
My key roles at the Mailbag are many and varied. I look after the marketing along with Dylan from the junk mail. I do a bit of camera work and I help out with a little bit of form, but I'm mainly here for my marketing.
My key roles at the Mailbag are predominantly video editing and content creation. More recently has been communicating with the owners through the Mailbag bloodstock business, and occasionally do New Zealand racing tips on the Intern Twitter.
My main responsibilities at the Mailbag are editing the podcast. I also write the occasional article and sometimes help prepare the spreadsheets for bets.
I've followed the Mailbag now for probably a couple of years. I've got involved sort of in the middle of lockdown last year with not a lot else to do and a lot of punting going on.
I started following the Mailbag in spring 2020. I think I saw Dicko on some of the Betfair Hub sort of video content, and then stumbled across the Mailbag YouTube channel, and yeah, just fell in love with the psychotic characters that make up the Mailbag.
Looking through my subscription history, my first purchase was Scurry's Mountain Yard Mail back in October 2020, but I think I was watching the YouTube channel a few months before that as well.
I have been following the Mailbag since 2019, since mates of mine were backing Scurry's Yard Mail and finding some roughies. Thought that sounded pretty good, and then lockdown in early 2020, when No Other Sport was on, I started watching all the podcasts pretty religiously.
So we got involved, sent an email through to Jacko, with a cover letter that had about 500 lies in it, just trying to be funny. Next day, interview, and here we are.
I found the interview process surprisingly professional. We were to submit a full-on resume and CV to Dicko, who deemed us worthy of a Zoom interview, and then he just basically wanted to get a feel for our personalities and what we wanted moving forward. And yeah, for me, that was sort of applying my marketing skills in a industry I'm really passionate about.
The interview process was good. It was a Zoom call with Dicko, Pistol and Dylan, and it was a good sort of solid discussion about what we wanted to achieve within the role.
I had a very interesting interview process at the Mailbag. I applied sort of late on the last day you could apply, and then got an email Friday morning, would you be interested in a meeting? 30 minutes later, I was in the meeting. My first question was, how tall am I? So Dicko could get a bit of a sense of whether I have some presence. And then I told him about some other people that I follow. He asked who I followed. And once I told him who I followed, he quickly said, well, I don't know whether this is going to work out. And then I won myself back when I told him that I wasn't religious. Apparently that got me the job, so yeah.
Wizard.
He's a fossil. No, he's a very funny man, but we give him a lot of shit for being, 87 years of age.
Astute.
Storyteller.
Rare.
Scurry is, I would say he's a shaman. He just knows things. There's a bit of mystique about him.
Eagle eye.
Built diff.
Even rarer.
American Psycho. He's a scary man. I still can't get a read on him.
Silent assassin.
Methodical.
Captain, skipper.
Jack is certainly a leader, I would say.
Big picture operator.
Charismatic.
An absolute madman.
Genius and also lunatic.
Unpredictable.
Showstopper.
Weapon.
Dicko is a freak in a good way. Just the appetite for winning and wagering is freakish. His ability is freakish, and good on him.
Elite.
You don't go broke backing winners.
The Jack's #1 rule, which is don't force it.
There's no last race.
The best punting advice I've ever received was something I learned from a bloke in the Stratty pub, which was, if you're sitting at the pub and you want something to back and you don't really know what you're looking at, you back the dog in the red, the number 1, when it's over $4, under 400 meters, gets the map advantage and gets up more often than not. Great little system if you're just wanting to have fun at the pub.
Definitely watch your runner silently until it wins, then you go mad.
I certainly cheat on my runner silently. I am known for sitting like a Shaolin monk, watching it, you know, the last 600, whatever, not saying a word, and then just, you know, a little sigh of relief, little fist pump is, that's all I do.
I'm one to cheer my runner on with a bit of clapping to really encourage them.
You've got to cheer on your runner. I am not myself when I'm back to winner.
Crypto, definitely the future. It's here already. We're in the metaverse, embrace it.
I think it is the future. I'm pretty bullish on crypto as a whole. I think if you look at the way currency or fiat currency has been debased, devalued for the last X amount of years, I think that certainly crypto, at least as a store of value, is the future.
Pretty confident it's the future and here to stay.
I think I wouldn't call it the future. It might be a Ponzi scheme, but hey, money to be made out of Ponzi scheme unless you call it a Ponzi.
100% murdered. He was definitely murdered.
I'm not too sure if it was a suicide or a murder. I will say suicide to appease Roberto, but I'm not too sure.
I'd have to say murder.
Murder. Has to be murder. Whenever the royals are involved, it gets pretty sus.
The funniest thing I think about the mailbag, and sort of the most enjoyable thing for me, is Shane Curlio's Saturday night input into the group. I don't know what the hell they get up to in Queensland. Plenty of white claws, plenty of singing, and plenty of craziness. I think just being part of a bunch of blokes that just love punting make you a better punter. I think sort of been the best part about it for me.
The funniest thing that has happened at the mailbag was certainly going up to the Gold Coast with Dicko and meeting Curly in person. Curly was definitely hungover one morning. Was sweating bullets, smashing Powerades and ordering calamari and chips at about 9:30 in the morning. And Dicko was just all over him, niggling him, calling him weak. And then the next day, Dicko had what he called food poisoning, which may or may not have been due to 2 bottles of red wine the night before. Chundering all night and the next morning, and Curly relished giving it to him the next day. So to watch that situation play out was very entertaining, and certainly the funniest thing that's happened. The most enjoyable part of my time at the mailbag is probably just every day, just chatting shit in the group and going through the wins and losses together. It's just a great bunch of blokes, and it's an enjoyable time.
Funniest thing I've dealt with during my time with the mailbag is on a weekly basis when I have to sort through the content that one Shane Chilio provides for BagLife. One of the most enjoyable parts of my time with the mailbag would be being a part of the Baggies group chat on Facebook, full of humour, intelligence and plenty else.
Funniest event with the mailbag would have to be the first live stream that I was a part of. There was lockdown in Melbourne, so the boys got together and did a stream. And in Queensland, we had an event at the Victory Hotel. I hadn't met Curls or Dylan before, the Queensland boys, and then got to meet them, have a beer with them, back a few winners. All my internet friends came.
Get involved in anything you can. Stick your hand up. Do like if you're sort of thinking, oh, maybe should not I? Just give it a crack. You'll become a better punter, but 2, you'll sort of more importantly be getting involved with a bunch of great blokes who all love the punt.
Just be yourself, as cringe as that sounds. I think if your personality shines through in the interview, we're able to use people of all different sort of skill sets. If you want to pursue something in marketing, if you want to pursue punting professionally, there are heaps of clever people here that can help you sort of grow into whatever you want to do. But just be yourself in the interview, and yeah, we'll be able to sort out the rest later.
Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Everyone's really supportive of each other, and everyone just wants to help us get where we're going as a group. So yeah.
That's the current lot of interns. I thought Fred was a big, thick boy, a lot bigger than he looks. Young, thick, smart, on the up. Beautiful operator. Really appreciated his hospitality when we were on the Gold Coast. Will's a real creature. A little bit out of his depth when he went one-on-one with the great one, Dicko, at the Stinger there in Abbotsford. But he's got through that, got through a Gold Coast trip. Very loved up, which keeps him on a rein. I'd be worried about him if she was to drop him. He would become a bachelor. Really be a bit concerned about where he'd be at mentally and if he'd show up every day. But Jono, Australia 182, it's just a bit like Will, which is good because we're a brand of not Australia 180, so they fit in really well. They balance us out well. He's been dominant and really helpful so far. And George has added a stack. We've done a heap of different style content, sport content, American footy, just on the golf. The golf's been fat too. Hopefully tomorrow we get a result and I can win and he can run last, and there's a fair bet on that too. So appreciate what you've done, George, but at the same time, fuck you, and I hope you lose. If you want to be the next intern, so we're going to have only one this time, email jack@themailbag.com.au and I'll make sure I read it. I'll get back to you, and if you're lucky, you'll get to do a big interview with all the boys. So if you're up for it, email me, jack@themailbag.com.au. Bye for now.